I think we just need to work on being consistent. That's the only problem. We start out good in most games, or we end good, and we just need to go hard the whole 40 minutes.
Tyshawn said you guys run similar type offenses. Do you think that was to your detriment, or was it just not execution tonight?
Yeah, I think it was a lot with execution and going hard on every cut and stuff like that. It was a lot of mistakes that we just made that need to be fixed.
What do you think the biggest thing that you guys struggled with tonight?
Executing plays. We practice the same thing over and over, and coach puts the emphasis on make sure you go to the right spot and sprint to every spot. And I guess that's just things that we just didn't do that we should have did a little better.
Did you injure yourself toward the end of the second half?
I just was cramping a little bit, but I'm all right. I'm fine.
Jordan, what makes KU's defense so difficult?
They basically play the same defensive rules that we play. They just play harder than us.
Jordan, is this kind of, since Big 12 play, has it kind of been a little bit of an awakening to you to kind of see what it's going to take to continue kind of the success that you had in the early part of the season?
My approach to practice hasn't been the same. I need to pick it back up and start playing hard.
Jay, did you feel like you guys kind of started playing out of control after the technical and into intentional fouls?
I don't think we went out of control, but I think we might have focused too much on the technical instead of just playing our game.
Jordan, what was it like down low? Seemed like you were getting double teamed every time you did get your hands on the ball.
Yeah, I was getting double teamed, but we practiced it, so it's just execution, like Jay said.
Jay, what makes Kansas's fast break difficult to defend?
Everybody has a fast break and wants to push it, and I just guess that, we just didn't get back on defense like we needed to and break out and transition. That's the only thing.
Jay, you talked about the technicals and stuff, I guess. I think you guys lose your focus. What did you mean by that? Just what do you mean that had you lose your focus? What do you think happened?
I think, you have to just move on. There's mistakes that are going to happen. You can't just dwell on that one thing, and that's just what we did. We dwelled on it too much and worried about that instead of just playing our game, like I said.
What do you guys, do to rebound? Like, the mood in the locker room? What have you guys said to each other? That, obviously this is a really lopsided loss, but you don't have much time to sit back and think on it. What's the mood like, and what do you say to each other?
You have to bounce back. You have to worry about the next day. Because the Big 12, you got a tough component every game, so you just worried about the next team. And we'll get them again. We play them again.
Jordan, what do you think about Thomas Robinson?
He's a good player. That's a great team. It's a good player.
Anything else, guys?
All right, let's go.
Thank you.
Just a real good whipping, and I don't like it, but it doesn't look like our players don't like it as much as I don't like it. And give all the credit to Kansas. They got a really nice team, and were able to do whatever they wanted to on both ends of the court, and we didn't give them any opposition at all. Played for about, 10 or 12 minutes till it got to 20, and after we got to 20, it seemed like we stayed there forever, and then got to 30 and stayed there forever. Just not the way to play the game. Got to play better.
No, they're obviously so strong inside. Did you feel like you guys weren't being assertive enough? Jordan and Robert.
You got to throw the ball inside, but we didn't throw the ball inside, and we didn't post hard enough to receive the ball inside. And when we got it, we wanted to be soft with it, and we never had any pace on offense and anything. If you look at that, we made 16 baskets, and if you look at the baskets we made, very few of them came out of offense like we needed to. The only time that we really reversed the ball and threw it inside like we needed to was at the end of the game when we were throwing it to Clark Lambert. And that's on me. We got to do better, and I'll take responsibility for it. But we'll get better. But it's a disappointing night because I thought we'd play much better than we did.
Jay said the biggest issue tonight was execution. Do you agree?
Oh, that was the biggest. Yeah, there was a lot of them, but that was the biggest. We had no pace on offense. We're not making hard enough cuts to receive the ball. We're not initiating offense quickly enough. We're not reversing the ball quickly enough. We're not playing inside out like we need to play. And we were going to try to get the ball inside either off the dribble or the pass, and that's the way we're going to play most of the time, or try to play most of the time. And we just had no presence in the paint on our offensive end.
What do you think was working for you early on? Your team was hassling Kansas' offense.
We were competing pretty hard there for a while, till it got to about 20, But we had no offense at that time. We were just kind of hanging around, and then all of a sudden they scored. I don't know how many in a row, but they scored too many in a row and got the deficit big at halftime. But we didn't get off 20 for a while.
What do you think was allowing you to hang around now?
We were competing, and we were limiting them to fewer shots than they end up getting when they started scoring better.
Which obviously Robert's struggling a little bit. Do you get the sense that he's thinking too much? I mean, what kind of do you think is involved in some of the struggles that he's been having?
I don't know. I think anytime you struggle, you always go back to playing harder. That's the way I think playing harder solves a lot of problems. And I'm not talking about him specifically, but I think for any player, if you find yourself struggling, you can analyze things and overanalyze things or whatever. But what it comes down to when you are struggling, the best, whether it's a player or a team or whatever, the best way to cure those struggles is to play hard and compete harder.
After the technicals and flagrant fouls, your team seemed a little bit flustered. How do you guys grow from experiencing that tonight?
Yeah, I don't think we were any more flustered after that point than we were at the start. We never really executed in the first half. Very, very few times do we execute plays or make the right pass on time, on target. And so I don't really think that had anything to do with that. It may appear to be because of the way the scoring went, but I don't really think it had anything to do with the play of the game.
Did you get an explanation on Petaway's foul? What did they tell you what happened there?
No, I really wasn't in the mood to be listening to it. They call it, and we suffer the consequences, whatever it is.
Thomas Robinson too. What did you see from him today?
He's a good player. I mean, you always like to have guys that can average, 18 and 11 point something, and then in the game they get 19 and 12. That's what you like, guys that you know what you're going to get every night, and he's definitely one of those guys. And he did a good job. We did a real good job on him early, but they just kept with it for 40 minutes, and that's the lesson that our guys need to learn. They didn't start out very well in the game, but they just kept on executing with discipline and guarding with discipline. And over time, if you do that, you're probably going to be very effective, and he does that all the time.
Did you say anything to Bill afterwards or during the game, before the game?
Nothing that's worth printing, no.
You guys came back, made little runs against OSU and then against Baylor when you got down double digits. Here, was it just the offensive pace that wasn't going to allow that?
We had no inside presence tonight, and in those other games, we either made some shots tonight. We were 1 for 11, I believe, from 3, and that was by Luke Adams, and we didn't make any shots, and we didn't from beyond the 3, and we didn't have any low post presence. So that's the reason. And when you don't guard any better than you did, we missed so many assignments defensively, didn't help each other defensively enough, and just got to go back to the drawing board and got to be better next time we play.
I'm sure some fans kind of see the score and hit the panic button. What do you kind of do to shake things up, or do you?
We knew going in we have to play every possession and get better in every aspect of our game, and that's what we know today, and that's what we know moving forward, and that's what we'll know after Saturday, and that's what we'll know after next Wednesday, and there's no panic button for us. We're going to try to get better, and like I said, we're going to play harder, and we're going to play smarter, and we're going to play better together.
Anything else, guys? All right.
Thank you all.